What's going on, everybody? I wanted to pop in here and kind of go over some things I wanted to talk about. Um, and I want to talk about time. And I'm going to talk about my sin of the day, which is Fars by Zherzhov. If you never smelled that, it's a good smelling scent. It's very calming and it's good for a day like this. So I want to talk about not wasting your time and understanding the importance of not wasting your time. Now, when I'm saying not wasting your time, I'm not saying that you have to work every second of the day. There's some people that always are like, "Oh, you gotta hustle hard, or you gotta work so much harder than this," and it's really not true. The truth is that you have to take advantage of the opportunities that you have available to you in allowed time. So even if you work an hour a day, 2 hours a day, or 30 minutes a day, if the work that you do in 30 minutes is so intense, it can actually lead you to being where you need to be. So a lot of times people are frustrated where they are in life. And the key is to understand one thing: you were not put here for no reason. Okay. So you have to think about what it took to make you and what it took to get you here on this planet. All right. So every one of us, we have ancestors. We all have people who preceded us to give us the allowed opportunity to be here. Okay. So when you check your DNA and you check all of that stuff, and your DNA is based off of you and your ancestors, that's a pretty big, that's a pretty cool thing that you have an army in you and you just haven't activated it yet. So I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. If you have 24 hours out of the day and you use an hour to get where you need to get, most people are not doing that. Most people are watching TV. Most people are doing things that are costing them time and they're not beneficial. So it doesn't matter. I'm not telling people how to live their life. I'm just giving you some experience that I've had on this planet. Even if you take a little time and dedicate it to where you think you're supposed to be, you're going to be in a lot better position than the people who don't. All right. Think about how many people it took to get you on this planet. You see what I'm saying? You got your mother, you got your father. If they never met, you wouldn't be here in physical form. You probably already existed in the spirit world, but you never existed in the physical form. So I want to go over some things that'll help you, when you get frustrated or you get down or you feel like this life stuff, man, it irritates me. Well, everybody gets irritated. I'm sure Jeff Bezos gets irritated and frustrated. I'm sure some of the most richest people in the world get frustrated. So money doesn't buy you um, out of your frustration or depression. It can help, but it won't buy you out of it. Okay. So what you have to understand, or you don't, I hate telling people what they have to do, is things like how many ancestors, you really don't know how many ancestors you had, because our existence is being hidden from us. Like, how did we get here? What's our purpose on earth? A lot of that will be revealed over time, but a lot of information in the past has been hidden. So through the beauty of the internet, a lot of it has been unburied and given to the public. eh, I would say in spoonfills. There's so much information that people generally do not know, but there's no problem with that. But I'm going to go into ancestors' DNA, and the reason why I'm doing this is kind of to motivate some people, because I know sometimes when you're doing this, sometimes you can get frustrated. Okay, so when discussing DNA in humans, refer to genetic material inherited from past generations. So when I tell you you have an army within you, you don't need a ton of people to create your reality. You really just need you. Okay, you have to get into you. Now, when I'm saying getting into you, I'm not saying be selfish. I'm saying the exact opposite: be selfless, but be involved with yourself to know when you need your space, your time, or when you need to make, when you need to make whatever happen. Okay. So, meaning that within our own DNA, we carry the traces of genetic information from our ancestors involving distant ones like Neanderthals. Okay. which can be identified through genetic testing and reveal details about our lineage and geographical origins across different populations. However, not all ancestors contribute equally to our DNA due to the random assortment of genes during the inheritance. So, some ancestors not will not be represented in our current genetic makeup. So, sometimes when I do consultations, I try to inspire people to believe in themselves because I'm not trying to live with my hand in your pocket. I'm trying to show you to empower yourself to summon yourself. So people think that improving yourself or trying to be knowledgeable of self or taking time to yourself is selfish, and it really isn't. Everybody has to ration themselves out to people sparingly or at your own, you know, at what you can handle. So when you're going through tough times, depression, or anything, you have to understand how beautiful this whole game is, this whole scheme is. It's beautiful. Like if life was easy, if you could just be like, and then a Rolls Royce would show up out your house, it'd be boring. It's like playing a video game that you have all the cheat codes, you have all the stash houses, and you have all of the gear, the clothes and stuff. You just basically just going through the town terrorizing people because you don't have no other thing to do. That's why you see like rich people who are kind of deviants and all that stuff. Because they're rich and they don't have anything to do. They don't have any purpose in life. So you want to establish your purpose. And this will help you in times of depression or times when you feel sad. Because those are just moments. If you understand that those are just moments, then you'll be like, oh, this is just a moment. It's gonna pass. It has to pass. Now, if the moment takes longer than you think it is what it is. So you have to understand that your existence is a unique design that's out of your hand, out of your control. But what you do control is how you react to things. So I'm basing this off a call that I had yesterday. So I want you guys to understand that you have the power and the ability to create and curate your future. And you also have an army behind you, meaning your ancestral DNA, to assist you in this process. So if you ever feel alone, understand what it took for you to get here. Start studying that stuff so you can be like, man, there's a grand scheme for me. There's a lot of stuff that I need to know. I really need to start reading and bringing myself out. When I started reading a lot, I'm thankful that my mom inspired me to read when I was young, but I was a knucklehead and then I stopped reading. But when I started reading again, I was like, oh my goodness, it's a whole different world. It's so much information out here I don't know. And when you're young, you think you know everything. But becoming an avid reader is one of the best things that you can ever do in life because when you read, a lot of people hide information in books that they would not say in public. Some people use fake pen names, just because they don't want the information that they're giving the general public to attain, be attached to them and them to be liable. Because if you put out certain information, you can stop industries with certain information if you know it. But I want y'all to stay motivated. Always keep your head up through anything you're going through. Okay. It's all an experience. It's just a minute. It's just a small blip in time. All right. So I'm just doing this video so to keep you guys motivated, baby. You got to stay motivated regardless of what you are going through. Stay motivated. And with that, I'm out. Or not.